So, it's been a week. We've got the pre-release version of the Peak Honor Travel Bidet. Last week you saw me open up the box and give my first thoughts. Now I've been using it for a week and I have some additional thoughts. So first of all, after my unboxing video, I noticed that there's this rubber bladder on the bottom of the travel bidet, and I was not sure what that was. I didn't take very many uses to determine why that exists. So when you fill up the base with water, the top of the travel bidet gets pushed into the base and then a slight twist locks it into place. This can displace some of the water in the base, and when that happens, this bladder on the bottom makes up that difference. So wasn't sure what that was up front. Clever design. I really liked the fact that I could fill this all the way up and still put the top portion of the travel bidet on. The number one thing I really loved about this travel bidet was the fact that the water pressure was drastically better, at least in my experience, from the other travel bidets that I've tried in the past. The one biggest thing that I wish had been a little bit different was that there maybe was more water to work with. And if I had to guess, I'd say the additional water pressure probably correlates to additional water flow, so maybe it's using more water per second than the other travel bidets I've used. But because of that, I did find myself not having as much water as I would have liked. That being said, when I dabbed after using it, I always came away clean. So it's enough water to do the job. Being in the bidet industry, I generally like to sit there a little bit longer than maybe some others might. But regardless, it did always come away clean, so it did the work well. The other thing, and I brought this up in the unboxing video, but the length of the unit. I actually found this to be maybe a little bit problematic. So when reaching to wash, I found that sometimes, depending on how I was seated on the toilet, this portion would actually be hitting the toilet seat lid behind me when I was trying to run the wash. I thought that the additional length would be a benefit. Not sold on the fact that it's a benefit at this point in time. Not necessarily problematic, but I did have a few times where the back of the travel bidet hit the toilet lid because of how long it is when I was trying to get the nozzle positioned to the proper spot. Aside from these, there are some other things that I really like about this unit. Pressing either of these buttons, as we saw in the unboxing video, the wash stays running until you press the button a second time. That is nice. There's less chance of getting a hand cramp from holding a button down like you see on other travel bidets. You're also going to be able to run either the high or the low wash settings without adjusting a slider on the end like you would have to do with a lot of other travel bidets on the market to get either more or less water coming through the nozzle tip. Along with that, it's just a very sleek and classy unit. There's no other travel bidet on the market, and this has got a little water in it, so I'm going to be careful. But there's no other travel bidet on the market that looks like this when it's packaged. Doesn't look like a travel bidet, isn't going to be something that's going to raise eyebrows. You should never be embarrassed to use a travel bidet, but in the scenario where you want to keep it concealed and secret, this is a nice form factor to allow you to do just that. Overall, I would say that this is probably my new travel bidet that I'll be taking on trips with us. So definitely love it. Think it's an improvement over the other ones that I've tried, and this will be my go-to travel bidet for trips moving forward. If you're watching this video and you're thinking to yourself, how do I get my hands on a Peak Honor travel bidet? You can do that by simply clicking on the Indiegogo campaign link in the video description. You can also feel free to reach out to us or Peak Honor directly with any questions or concerns that you might have. And make sure that you subscribe to this channel if you want to see other videos on pre-release products that have not yet hit the US market. Of course, we also release videos on installation of existing products on the market, as well as a lot of different reviews and just general helpful videos related to bidets. Thank you so much for watching today, and hope you have a great day.
MiniBidets.com, where we sell mini bidets, not mini bidets.